Right, I'll say. Synchronicity to you all. No. Allow us to begin this idea of our interaction of your consciousness, our consciousness, in the forming of the idea of, together, your consciousness and my consciousness as an interaction, as the one idea of the creation of a third consciousness that is the interaction of both yours and our consciousness. Allow me to remind you once again of the transition from third to fourth density, as it is progressing, as the energies vary and change and fluctuate within your environment. Allow me to ask each and every one of you this. Are you feeling the shift in energy? So that many of you have felt what we have termed to be seeming fevers.
Yes.
In this way, this day of your time is one of the focal points of the overlap of some of the vibrational energy. And in this way, many of you this day of your time may have, in a sense, for no apparent reason, been feeling what you call a little bit lackluster. Seemingly no energy.
Yes.
Now, in this way, simply recognize it is part and parcel of the vibration, of the timing, of the patterns you are creating. It is, in a sense, a lull before an acceleration that is coming up, as we have discussed in these next few months of your time. In this way, you are gathering together all of the idea of yourself, so that when you allow yourself to accelerate once more, you will take that much more of you with you through that next step. You follow me?
Yes.
You are simply in this way, then, biding your timing, easing yourself into the idea of your own next step, your own transformational energy. Recognize there are many physiological changes now taking place within what seems to be your physiological reality. In this way, you may find that some of these so-called symptoms of fourth density awareness, of aggregate consciousness, and living in the moment, will begin to allow you to perceive things that are, in your old vernacular, unusual. You may find that more and more synchronicity, coincidence is occurring in your physiological life. You may also find that you are, in a sense, more and more, in a sense, disoriented, forgetting, literally forgetting past events. You follow me?
Yes.
In this way, this is simply a reflection of the idea that you do not need to create the idea of a link to your past any longer, and that you can simply know that you will know what you need to know in any given moment that you allow yourself to become any given idea. You will know everything you need to know to be that idea. You do not need to make a link to the idea you call memory in order to assume that you need to retain a storehouse of knowledge. You are a storehouse of knowledge right now, in the moment. Therefore, simply realize that one of the patterns that you may discover beginning to occur upon your planet is the idea of your memory taking a little bit of vacation now and then. Do not fear, do not worry. This is not symptomatic of the fact that you are losing anything. In a sense, you are simply integrating in a way that allows you to know that your future and your past is created from the present, because the present is the only time that you ever experience, and you are becoming experiential. You follow me?
Yes.
This is for density, idea, experience, action. The recognition that while we have for quite some time of your time reminded you that each and every one of you are the creator, this does not mean that being the creator is apart from what it is you are creating. Understand that being the creator means you are the act of creation itself. Within any given idea you are willing to be. It means you are the creation itself. You are allowing yourself to become the experiential event that you perceive yourself to be living in your life. You follow me?
Yes. Yes.
Shooting.
Yes.
Bashar.
All right, you then you.
Thank you.
A couple of questions. I understand that you or Leah spoke of some concentric rings of energy about the planet this weekend, and I didn't attend those two nights, so I'm wondering if you would reiterate briefly what you or she was referring to about the rings of energy.
Simply in this way, we were discussing the idea of the outpouring of vibrational energy in the manner that is attuned to the vibrational frequency resonance of your planet Earth, and in this way, allowing itself to create wave lengths that, when they match the vibrational pattern of the Earth, proceed from any point on the Earth in a ring-like fashion from the original transmitter, that is any being that is the transmitter, and proceed in ring-like fashion around the planet, in a sense, to the other side and back again, forming a complete encompassing of the planet so as to engulf the entire idea within your reality and vice versa. You follow me?
Yes.
This is the same idea, in principle, that was, let us say, electrically applied by the individual you understand by the name Tesla. You are now crystallizing within yourselves. There is more crystalline material in your cellular embodiment, and you are each becoming your own transmitters and receivers. Thank you.
Okay. Next question.
Yes.
Last Wednesday you said that as we enter fourth density and experience fourth density, we will not necessarily watch the processes that go on. Somebody standing next to us may watch the process of a flower
Yes.
coming from a bud to a blossom.
Yes.
Now, during that period of time that they experience this process, they will also be observing other processes in life
Yes.
simultaneously.
Yes.
I'm wondering if we see the flower go from a bud to a blossom instantaneously,
Right.
will we also be skipping seeing those other processes that...
It is up to you. Every process is its own idea. And whatever your definition of your relationship is to that particular process, you will manifest your perception of it in that way.
So we may see the flower go instantaneously to a blossom. They see it take a week. They may see some process that we observe for a week, and they may see it go happen instantaneously.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, today, when I got my car to leave work and drive home, I felt this tremendous sadness and grief, and I actually started wailing. This wailing sound came out of me.
All right.
And a lot of fear. Like I was talking out loud, saying, I was saying, I'm so afraid. And it was like there wasn't anything I could think of that I wasn't afraid of. It was just all this, just fear.
Yes.
You know, and I felt like it was something that I had within me for like, seemed like a long time.
All right. So how did it feel to release all of that?
It felt at the time very frightening because I was feeling the fear.
Yes.
Now,
Very good. Now.
Well, now I feel good.
Very good. So then, is there a question?
No, I guess not about that. But lately I've been feeling,
You know it is a part of the overall sensing of the timing that we have spoken of. That is why individuals today of your time have been feeling in this way, out of reserves, out of energy. In the sense they are allowing themselves to give forth, in a sense, not in your negative term, but to surrender to their own higher self. You follow me?
Yeah.
To release, to surrender,
I felt like,
to trust.
yeah, I felt like I was, well, I know that I was releasing a lot of fear so that I didn't have to manifest certain kind of, quote, negative things in my
Very
life.
good.
To act out that fear that I could
Yes.
just release it. Okay, now also I've been feeling a lot of energies when I go to sleep at night,
Yes.
just from the heart, feeling like vibrations kind of just shoot
Yes.
through my body. And also the other day I was in the shower and for about like 10 seconds I felt like I wasn't even moving my body, like there was some kind of energy. Yet I know it wasn't apart from me, but it was almost like my body felt mechanical.
Yes, like the artificial personality construct that it is.
Oh, okay.
You follow me?
Yeah.
It is your soul's artificial personality construct. And as such, when looked at from the viewpoint of the higher consciousness, when expanding your viewpoint to see this reality from that viewpoint, it may feel a little bit mechanical, a little bit artificial, because it is.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
One moment.
What was I going to say now? Yeah, and I also feel there are times where I start defocusing from this reality,
Yes.
so that I'm here.
All of these are very typical transitional symptoms.
And yet sometimes I feel alone until I come here, and then I don't anymore, but out.
All right, you are simply also getting used to the idea, as we have said, that you are now experiencing the polarity in a very personal, experiential sense, that you are all that is, which means, in a sense, you are alone. But also, you are the idea of sharing with all the other ideas within all that is, and so you are never alone. But because of the polarity and because of the clarity of the experiences you are giving yourself now, you may find yourself experiencing both ideas very purely at any given moment. So sometimes you may feel completely and totally alone. Other times you may feel so surrounded, you may even feel claustrophobic. You follow me? You will allow these swings to equalize until you know that the natural state of your being is in the center of both of those experiences. And so you will be friends with yourself in your aloneness, and you will be functioning within your own trust and solitude amongst the masses, so that both ideas are blended within you.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I have one other thing that I want.
Right.
That caused me some sad. I felt sad about this, and I've been talking with a friend of mine in New Jersey for a while, but whenever we have conversations, I'm just realizing now what went on. But whenever we have conversations, it's usually about the kind of never in the present. It's kind of like things we did,
Yes,
we
yes.
share. And then so I just talked to him on the phone for about half an hour in New Jersey, and then I went out to do something, and I had this experience with this cat, and then this cat, when I went in the house, the cat was crying outside my door, and I felt this urge to call him up, and now I'm realizing it's like I wanted to share with him something that was happening right at that moment.
Yes.
And so I called him up and I said, there's this cat crying at my door, and I feel bad because it's raining hard out, but I don't want to let it in because I don't want it to think that it lives here or anything. And he said, boy, are you weird? You mean you called me up just to tell me that? And I felt sad. I thought, no, I'm not weird, but I felt, he said you're crazy or something like that.
All right.
Maybe he said it playfully, I don't know, but I took it as kind of like...
All right. 'Tis once again simply obviously an opportunity for you to know that there is no need to judge yourself.
Yeah, and I
Nor
really...
to create a reflection of that idea. 'Tis one more opportunity for you to be strong within your vulnerability. If you are open in that way completely, you will be completely strong, for you will be connected to everything. Now, also, there is no need to assume that the cat does not know what it is doing.
Well, yeah, I knew that.
All right. Then understand also that when the cat is with you, it lives there. When it is not, it does not. That is how the cat looks at it.
Yeah.
For the cat is in the moment.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Bashar.
Bashar, I am supposed to go and have surgery, and I don't want to. Am I right or wrong?
There is no right, there is no wrong. Now, simply allow me to ask you this. Do you believe that you had better have it?
I'm very nonplussed about it.
All right. Then understand, you are at a point in your choosing when you can recognize that because this is the transformation life, and you can know that you are creating your physical reality from your belief system, you can simply determine for yourself what idea you prefer. Now, you may go about it this way if you wish. It is only a suggestion. Ask yourself, what would the surgery do for you if you had it? If you can recognize what the purpose behind creating a need for the surgery is, and accept the purpose on another level, then it can manifest in another way. You follow me?
Yes.
What is the purpose?
Of going there?
Of creating the need
The
for
need.
surgery.
Well,
What is the purpose of creating a need for surgery?
I'll let you tell me.
You will? Why?
Because I am not sure of myself.
Oh, all right. I'll give you a few suggestions, but I will not tell you
All right.
directly anything because it is up to you. It is your life, it is your responsibility, it is your choice. Simply allow me to, let us say, bounce a few ideas off you and see how they ring with the bell that you are, all right? First of all, is it, let us say, feasible within your mentality that the idea of creating a need for surgery is so that you could, in a sense, force yourself to recognize that it is an opportunity to choose another way to cure yourself? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes. Yes.
You think that one feels all right? That it is giving you a chance, an opportunity to recognize that you do not need to create the need for surgery, that you can recognize it might be one way of forcing yourself to know that you give yourself the disease and you can take it away. If you are creating that scenario for that purpose, then you can simply know that if that is the purpose, then the purpose has been served simply in your recognizing that that is what the purpose is. And in accepting that that is what the purpose is and granting yourself the opportunity to remember that you had the ability to create the disease and so have the ability to remove it, then you can simply do so. Now, do you believe that you can?
Yes.
All right. Why do you believe that you can?
Because I experienced it 5 years ago, and I didn't have surgery
All
all
right.
those 5 years.
All right.
And it's reoccurring.
Why?
Heaven only knows.
Yes, you do. For you are heaven. You are all that is. You are the universe. Now, reach into your imagination. You are simply not trusting that your imagination is telling you what you already know. Why has it reoccurred? Is it a fear? Is it a service for someone else that you are doing this thing? Is it both? Is it neither?
It's perhaps fear
All
unknowingly.
right. Fear of what?
Truly, I can't tell you.
Why not?
Because I'm not afraid of dying.
So, are you afraid of pain?
Of pain? No.
All right. Are you allowing yourself to look at every portion of your consciousness?
Perhaps not.
Which ones do you think you are not looking at? What does your imagination say? Trust it.
I haven't been trustful myself, and I should go back to be.
All right, now, there is no should, there is no need to judge yourself for what you have done. For what you have done has gotten you where you are. So it has served you. There is no should or should not. There simply is the opportunity to choose what you want. Now, do you want to trust the totality of yourself?
Yes, I would.
All right. What portions have you not trusted? What ideas of yourself, what portions of your personality do you think are not equal to all other portions?
I don't know.
All right. Have you been harsh with yourself?
Harsh?
Yes. In terms of feeling like you, let us say, should be further along than you are? Or do you feel you are exactly where you need to be?
I think I am where I need to be.
All right. So you have not been pushing yourself?
No.
All right. What have you been doing in your life? What is your activity? What is your service?
Of late, not much.
Not much.
No.
Why not?
Well, I just came out of the hospital a year ago, and
So?
I'm more or less taking it easy.
Taking it easy. Taking what easy?
By doing just what I want to do.
Oh, very good. Then, please answer my question. What is your activity? What is it you want to do? What are you doing?
Well, like to help people.
All
That's
right.
my path.
All right. How do you help people?
By being there when they are in need of something.
All right.
And giving them all I can give them.
All right. Now, have you, therefore, found that any of those individuals with whom you are interacting are learning something from your disease?
Yes, I think so.
Such as?
Because I have attended lectures and where they all came to me and says, how come you stay away from the hospital? How can you trust yourself like this?
Yes.
And I
And you
said
say?
that I am using the power of my mind, and I know that I will be fine.
All right. And they say?
Oh, how could you do that?
And you say?
Well, if you work at it, you can do it.
If you what?
Work at it.
What? Work?
Work at thinking. that
Work
you can-
at thinking? Oh my. How tiring. Work at thinking.
Well, I work awfully hard thinking that
Why?
I would make it and it'll be all right.
But why do you work so hard about thinking? Why not just be?
Yes, I should.
No should.
I am not trustful enough subconsciously, I believe.
All right, then recognize it is an opportunity for you to become more trusting. For they are reflecting to you their lack of trust in that idea and giving you an opportunity to reinforce the trust within yourself by telling them in no uncertain terms what you are doing. I am trusting. Are you sure you are trusting? How can you do that? I simply am. But how can you do that? It works. That is how I do that. It works. So, my having this disease is allowing you to reflect to me the portion of myself that I do not think I trust, which is simply my trust. I do not trust that I trust. So I create the need to work very hard at thinking about what I am doing. You follow me?
Yes.
There is no need for effort, no need for struggle, no need for strife. You are simply utilizing a symbol that you are familiar with because you have created it before, as you said. And since you are familiar with it, it was easy for you to create. Because it worked for you before, it is working for you now. To look at the one portion of yourself that you still do not trust, your trust. Realize that since you are a multidimensional creator, you can even create distrust of trust. You have that ability to remove yourself from yourself in that way. Therefore, it is not a matter of struggle, strife, or needing to achieve a state of perfection. You are perfect right now, as you are for the thing you are doing. You are the perfect representation of what you are doing. At any given moment, you are the perfect representation of what you are doing. You will never achieve perfection, for perfect is what you are now, and always will be now. Therefore, why work so hard at that idea?
Indeed, yeah.
Simply love yourself, live yourself, and know that what you believe is what is true for you. So when those individuals are acting as loving reflections to show you that you are not trusting your trust, then simply take it as an opportunity to know that is what the whole scene is all about. Take back your responsibility, allow yourself the ease of creation, the effortlessness of existence, and then the so-called dis-ease will have served its purpose and the symbol will no longer be there. Follow me.
I do.
Thank you.
And I thank you.
Yes, Bashar, I've got some questions for some people who've written in from out of state. These are 4 questions for John Sinkowitz from Dallas, Texas. The first question is Arcturus the true North Pole star for Earth to which it will align after the transition?
In a sense, but only in a consciousness sense. For in this way, Arcturus represents, let us say, the transition gate through which consciousness, now incarnating upon your planet, is passing. You follow me?
Very good.
It is an alignment magnetically, but may not exactly exemplify itself specifically in a physiological alignment, although the magnetic field may align itself more that way.
Okay. Second question. Is the true North Pole located just south of Japan at approximately 27 degrees north and 138 degrees east?
No.
Thank you. Third question. Is the arrangement and location for the planetary grid and its 6 energy bands correct in the enclosed photo? He's got a... Here's the photo.
Is it based upon either a dodecahedral or icosahedral structure?
Heavens to Betsy, I don't know.
Is there someone who can answer that?
Yes, there is right behind us. 2 experts.
Triangular faces.
Yes.
Icosahedron's 20 side? Or do we think 24 side? Triangular faces are...
Dodeca is 20.
Yeah, that would be 20. That's
12, 4.
The triangular faces are aligned in a pentagons all the way around. Let's see.
What's icosahedron?
Is there major nexus point near to what you call your Bahamas?
Oh, they don't show us that part of the globe. They show us the western part of the Pacific Ocean.
All
and
right.
there's a nexus point just south of the Japanese islands.
Right.
That will be one. There is also one further south, in the middle of your Pacific Ocean, more close to what you call South America. Is there one there?
Possibly. Possibly. The one looks nearly due east, so I would say 3,000 or 4,000 miles from there. Possibly.
Yeah. It's hard to say from this photograph. It's a two-dimensional viewpoint of a three-dimensional object.
All right. Here is our suggestion. During your break, allow the physical channel to absorb it into his mentality, and it will be there for us to perceive.
Right. Very good. Thank you. And the fourth question is from John is, do you know of the Ogata system and its civilization, which is located in the region of space that we call M92?
To some degree, yes.
Okay. And he wants to know something about their purpose on Earth in this here and now time track.
That is not for us to say.
Very good.
It is for him to discover if he feels a relationship to that idea.
Okay. Thank you. And I have a question from Ron Condren from Las Vegas. He has a nephew named Ryan, who's 10 years old, who's suffering from a disease, an illness called Tourette syndrome.
Yes.
And he wanted to know if you had any, has something to do with the nervous system, if you had any information for him.
Our immediate perception is that the lowering of temperatures would be of assistance to this individual. The lowering of bodily temperatures.
Very good.
This will allow there to be a balance of the magnetic field that acts as the electrical impulses playing across the nervous system, and there can be a calming of the effect. As the lowering of the temperature will allow the individual to become superconductive in another way. It will allow the flows to build into the shells of the auric field in such a way as to balance what is now being hoarded within the system itself in certain glandular points and pressure points of electromagnetic activity within the brain.
Thank you very much.
One moment. If something is offered to that individual that will allow them to fulfill why they have chosen that dis-ease. 4, they have chosen it for something that will occur within the next 3 of your years. If they can be offered something to act as a substitute that still allows them to fulfill the purpose that they chose the disease, they can substitute the disease for something else. At this time, we cannot say what that may be, as it has not been formulated within the probabilities of the imagination of the consciousness of the individuals involved. But if they will simply begin to explore, along with the idea of the superconductivity and the lowering of the temperatures in this way, within their own imagination, what may be offered to this individual, then the individual may take them up on it. It most likely will take the form of a scenario that you would call a journey or a trip to another place. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I have one last question for myself. The last 3 weeks, last 3 or 4 weeks, you've been having an opening monologue, and if you have a title for it, I would appreciate, including tonight. I've put my own titles in, but if you have a particular title for them, I would appreciate that.
All right. In this way, this evening of your time, you may simply entitle the idea Rest and Recreation.
See, that was different than what I had in mind. Thank you, Bashar.
Or you may say Gathering Time.
Okay, I like that one better.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes.
First I'd like to share something with you.
All right.
I spent last week in Sedona.
Yes.
And
Did you have good time?
I did. I was so grounded. I loved it. And I learned some really great things.
All right.
The first being, I, for a long time, have been coming to see you and other beings and extraterrestrials, and have had extraterrestrials talk through me. And I was so absorbed in reaching out for you guys that I had really lost focus. And in Sedona, I learned why I'm so fascinated with the extraterrestrial, and that's because from that viewpoint,
Yes.
I can see the planet as a whole.
All right.
And I really realize and want to share with everybody here the importance of, in our expanding our consciousness, not to forget the planet that we walk on, because this is the planet where the transformation is occurring.
All right. Very good.
And
Thank you.
I think that was really great, and I wanted to thank you for the wonderful participation you gave us in our concert on Friday and Saturday. I thought it was really wonderful, and many people felt very blessed by the loving information that you shared with us.
We will thank you for your own loving co-creation.
Thank you. 2 quick questions. One, Monday when we did the radio show with Darryl, it was really funny. In the break, I was talking to you and I forgot you had headphones on. I'm going, hey, Bashar, don't you recognize me? How come you're not talking
Now,
to me? And
if
so-
you will think back, you will recognize that during that time, I did do this.
You did move around, right? Yes. Because I'm going, the other 2 people, the co-hosts, were just chattering away, and I go, oh, his headphones are on, he can't hear us. But I was wondering, did you hear us communicating, or you just didn't really physically? You
Once again, if you will recognize, when you were doing that, I turned and did this.
Okay. Okay.
To acknowledge that I was receiving you.
Oh, great. It's in your hat. Okay. The other question I have is about, when I was in Boynton Canyon, and I moved in and did some meditation work, I saw a lot of images of the Indians and
Yes.
the pioneers.
Yes.
Now, I'm not real clear if that was my own memory or if that was a memory from the earth that I was picking up there.
In a sense, very good. Very good. For what you were, in a sense, tapping into, of course, always your own creation, always your own version of any consciousness you perceive. However, you were picking up on the electromagnetic waves that, in a sense, enhance, let us say, the area from consciousnesses that have existed there for quite some time of your time, for several hundred of your years in this way. There were many in your past, in that area, interactions with what you call American Indian culture and what you call Kachina energy. Follow me.
Yes. Now, in a couple questions about this then quickly. First of all, I stood up in that thing, and there's this other being that's sitting beside me now was over on the other side of the canyon. When I looked at him, it felt like there was this huge tunnel of swirling energy before us, and it felt like eons of time. And was that just the electromagnetic vortex I was tapping into? Or
Basically, although again there were elements within it, because of the nature of the vortex as a free zone, it will always allow you to tap into whatever archetypal symbology will immediately make the most sense to you as you sense the ancientness of the overall energy within it. There will be little flashes of things that will relate to you.
And before I went there, I had bought some Kachina dolls, and
Yes.
I've had this fascination. And the night that I was just about asleep, and I realized all these Kachinas were dancing in my head.
Yes.
And the communication was a third viewpoint. That's all I
Yes.
remember.
Very good.
What was that just? I mean, and I
Again,
realized
you
now-
are tapping into, in the present, the idea of the communication that was ongoing in that area of the American Indian and Kachina energy.
I realized last week they had the Pleiadian initiation for the Kachina. So was that all connected to my timing being there?
Yes, of course. How can it be otherwise?
Okay.
You are never off your track.
I know that now. I certainly do.
This is why we say, recognize that when you are allowing synchronicity to be reflected into your life, which is simply the recognition of the timing of yourself and all events as they intermesh automatically within your life, then take it for granted that what is happening is a reflection of the idea of your path unfolding consciously before you.
So much easier.
Yes.
Underneath the red rocks,
Yes.
is there a crystal plate from Lemurian times?
There is crystal under that area. More I cannot say.
So you can't tell me this is Lemurian?
There is some connection to that idea. Some, yes. However, all right, there is connection to Lemurian through what you call the Hopi civilization. Yes.
Right. Okay, that was connected. And one quick question. There's a woman there I saw, and she told me something, and later you used the exact same verbiage, so I know that that was sort of my confirmation message. During that time, she told me she had neutralized the vortexes, so there would be no reason for me to visit them. I visited them anyway and had these experiences. Is it possible for that woman to have neutralized, or is that just her personal reality?
In her reality, yes.
Okay.
Now, also in yours, if you go along with that idea. Now, in a sense, it is accurate in that the neutralization idea may not be exactly what you think it is.
Right.
The neutralization of the vortex is, in a sense, simply the equalization of everything within it.
Right.
Nothing stands out more than anything else.
Right.
And that is why it is also an opportunity for you, as we have said recently of your time, to recognize now that in the fourth density transformation, your own bodies become the reflection of the embodiment of all the chakra points and all the free zones and all the vortices upon your planet, no matter where you are. Follow me. You are funneling the totality of your planet through you now, and you do not have to be in any specific physical location to be in the idea of that location. For now, it is the same effect.
And the Hopi energy, like, I get this Hopi energy, and I studied the Kachinas, and I bought the Kachina dolls, and we know that a being Kachima is working with Lisa and I. And I'm also becoming aware that there's this whole thing going on with the government now, taking over the land from the Hopis. Can you tell me anything about all that connection, or do I get to sit back and watch it unfold?
You do not have to sit back, you get to act in it.
That's what I thought.
Now simply recognize it is one more piece of the recognition of the cycle from the American Indian culture consciousness that knows that what they had recognized from the beginning is about to occur, the return in their terms, of the supposed lost white brother.
Right.
You follow me?
So that feeling I'm feeling with the Hopi is just another connection for me to understand.
Yes. Although again, you can simply allow yourself to know you do understand it.
Oh, of course I do.
Therefore, continue to live and act in your synchronicity, and you will always attract the opportunities upon which you can act.
Oh, that's so great. I
Yes,
really
it's
enjoy
very,
it.
very, very, very ecstatic.
Thank you very much.
Bashar,
Bashar.
for sure.
All right, you. Then you.
A week or so ago, we were going to Marineland, and we were very interested in talking to the dolphins
Yes.
at Marineland. And the morning that
Speak up, speak up.
the morning that I was supposed to go,
Thank you, Bashar.
I guess about 7:30 in the morning. Now that I live in Malibu, I was traveling on the road, and right on the side of the road, 50 feet off the shore, like about 40 dolphins passed by, and I was amazed, and I wanted to know the symbology.
The synchronicity in it.
Is there some particular symbol or?
I just told you, and it went right past you.
Well,
The synchronicity.
I got that.
Oh, I got that. That can't possibly be all there is to it. That is nowhere near important enough as far as I am concerned.
Okay.
Do you not understand that the synchronicity, specifically with that idea of the species that cohabits your planet with you as the only other karmically reincarnational species other than yourselves, means you have a communication link with them?
Okay, well that's what I was getting at.
Well, if you knew that, why didn't you say so?
Okay, I wanted you to tell me.
That will be enough of that.
Okay.
You will now tell you.
Okay. Now, the other thing, yesterday my roommate and I was talking, and as we talked, I seemed to get in tune with this being that I think was her mother.
All right. What of it?
I wanted to know.
There is no validation in this idea except what you create. Simply, why do you feel that you sensed the connection with the identity of what you call a mother?
Well, as we talked, this particular being seemed to have mannerisms and motions that were very motherly, and
All right.
the tendency was toward my roommate, my housemate.
All right.
And I could see the motherness
Yes.
of this person, and I just assumed at that point that it was.
All right. But what does that symbol do for you? How did it make you feel?
I was finally communicating with someone sort of in a very natural environment.
Very good. Very good.
Without having a body.
Yes. Very good.
Okay. The other thing, this morning I slept fairly late, and I awakened as a result of getting into my body. I mean, it was a jolt, and
Yes.
it was like I was floating or something, and I didn't quite know what had happened, other than the fact that I slept late, and I was off doing whatever it is that I do when I go
Yes.
missing. And I wanted to know, should I expect some more of that, or is that a part?
You can do it whenever you wish.
The question is that a part of?
Do you really need to ask that question? Is it not obvious?
Okay.
Why would you choose to think it is not a part of the fourth density transformation?
Well, what I was dissecting actually was whether it was that or whether it was an individual thing that pertained to me specifically.
It is both, of course.
Okay.
Let me be colloquial.
Okay. You've been awfully rude. Right?
Rude! Thank you! Thank you!
I can appreciate your rudeness.
Oh, thank you! If that is what works for you, then that is the way I will be for you.
Thank you.
Now, in this way, simply recognize that I am, in a sense, acting a little bit gruff, as you say, to simply jolt you into getting what you are asking me or telling me you want to get. And it is simply this. You continue to create questions of every little specific different occurrence that occurs to you, and continue to measure each and every occurrence against the idea of what you think is supposed to be happening in fourth density. When what it is you are not getting yet is that it is all real. There is nothing that is not.
Okay, I get that.
Get it here, and not here.
You see, you must understand.
I must.
Okay, well, if you'd like to.
All right. Proceed.
One of the reasons that I come is
Yes.
because months ago I was coming out of pure information, and now I come for the enjoyment of it.
Yes.
And of course, it's important to me to interact with you on some level while I'm here. So that's why I
You say so.
come. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Is that all right?
Of course.
Okay. Well, behave yourself.
Understand something. Only you are perceiving that I am being rude.
I know. It's okay. You know. I mean, how many months have we gone through this?
Jeez, don't you get tired of repeating all this stuff?
No, for I am never repeating it. For I am never the same me.
Okay. You win. All right. I know what to do.
I did not win. I was not out to win.